My name is High Chief Bengalio from the village of Leone. It's been quite a while since we've been trying to get the asking for the bridge to put up, and I always push on it. What happened to that they're waiting for the FEMA. Ever since then, there's nothing happened. For the road to go on our side there up the hill, I haven't seen any plans. I haven't seen any people to come there and survey. So we're still waiting.
My daughter were trying to take me to work on that morning. So we were about to leave in our truck.
And the next thing I knew, our car was filled up with water.
Our truck was like turning in our guest house here. When it hit the middle post of our house, that's when I was out.
So we got my sister out, but right when we got her out, the second wave struck. So we couldn't get her out right away. We went straight, but all we could do is just pray that she could keep it up with the waves coming.
And I guess one of the metal things from one of the cars, it just sliced my finger. I guess that's how I lost her. I guess that's how I lost the grip on her. And then I saw her drifting away, and I drifted the other way, and then all of a sudden we were both rolled inside the wave.
And I ran inside the house. My nephew came out and he was asking me what's going on. I said, there's the wave right there. There's another one coming in the front. So I told him to take us to the last room in the back. So we went in the room. I said, I guess this is it for us.
And over here, this used to be the post office for this site. And behind was a home, a bedroom and a kitchen and everything for the family that owned the house. And all this, there was a retail store here. It's a business over here with a gas station on it. And then that used to be an old business. This used to be a real too old business on this side of the island. And it swept away just like that.
I just can't cope with the fact that it actually happened in American Samoa.
No matter what we do, God cannot break.
Going through my mind, I look across and I really did cry. I just asked the Lord what happened to my village. And from that, so at that point I start calling the EMS, trying to call the substation.
That's how I got released from the truck. And that's when the waves start to calm down and all that. Everybody was trying to take everybody to the hospital, but they couldn't. I think it takes 20 minutes just to take us from this side to the other side because of the bridge there was all gone out. And that was the last time I ever saw my daughter. And we took them to us to the hospital. I never say goodbye to her. I think it's just because we have a lot of earthquakes, but never having something that comes after it.
So
We're not ready for that.
yeah.
What amazed me is our school in Leone is the farthest from the sea of any school, and yet we were the school that had lost kids. That's because the teachers told the kids to turn around and go back home right after the earthquake.
After the tsunami, after the earthquake, I started walking up to check on my children that were at school. But then I met up with them over here at the bridge. I asked them, what were they doing out of school? And she said that the teachers told them to go home. So I don't think they were prepared. The principal should have locked all the gates and just kept the kids inside the school. But they didn't. They really should. Every time we go down to my friend's house in Bairoa, we pass that school. Every time we pass that school, I cannot look at the school. I just bow my head down, trying so hard not to cry.
So basically, we are dependent on the people at the village. And they know where the casualties are, they know where the major impact damage is, they know the safest routes through all the debris. So basically, when we arrive, they are pretty much leading us or showing us where the casualties are.
All that, we went out, start calling everybody, the young men, to go start searching for people. And all the chiefs came and start organizing everything. Our main focus at that morning was to find our people.
And I see all these among us running around, looking for anybody to help. I just keep looking at these guys, they have so much courage. They weren't afraid of their lives. That's when I realized with all the training I went through, first responders, the police, the paramedic, the fire department. It was that day I realized it was our mama. They were the true heroes.
What we also saw in Leone was how people came together as a community, as a village, and the people were working together, not only looking for those missing bodies, but starting to do the cleanup.
I did not want to come back here. We clean up every day, and it comes the next day. It looks like you didn't even clean anything. So it took a lot of time just to clean, really clean.
In the physical sense of it, people are still rebuilding their houses, their homes. We need our guest house for our families, extended families, for village, for anybody that needs to sit down and rest.
Each fale represents a clan, and that's where all of their people come to. And whenever outside guests come in, that's where everything is held, your office ceremonies.
It's where the family talk takes place. It's where the village council take their meetings. It's where uh, family funeral, a family wedding. Unfortunately, FEMA does not cover that because it's not a residing place for a family.
If all the structures were destroyed, leaving just the falas standing because of the way they're built, that is where all the families will go to.
It's very different. It's not going to be the same. Now they're beginning to come back and play volleyball here and there. They used to play in the ocean. When it's low tide, they will play cricket or they will play rugby on that side or this side. It's it's not happening.
And right now we're in the process of building a what we call a healing garden. It's something to remember our loved ones and also for people who lost their immediate loved one to go over there, see, look at the picture and talk about it. This is always good to talk about it.
Yeah.
You get more stress and you get more.
The physical needs were being met, emotional, spiritual, all these needs were being met, but we were looking more for something that was different and done the Samoan way, our way of doing things. So as we kept talking about healing, how do we do it? How can we bring it about? How about a garden? So we started focusing on the garden and everything about it. All the powers of a garden, its beauty, its restfulness, just the quietness. Then we started to bring other people in, and we got these survivors involved. And it was beautiful because getting the survivors involved also gave them an opportunity to relive and to share, and then also gave them the opportunity to give us some feedback or input. We're not social workers or psychiatrists or whatnot. We were just a group of people that was trying to find a way to give back to our people.
It's education and awareness that's needed throughout any community. And that has to start from bottom up. Each individual family needs to make sure that their children and the old folks that live in their household are aware of what they need to do to prepare themselves and to make absolute sure that resiliency is also a focus in that training and awareness or education and awareness.
We're talking about hurricanes, tornadoes, tsunamis, you name it, earthquakes, landslides, floods.
That getting these courses to the level of the young ones, getting them taught in elementary school and in intermediate school and of course in high school will be the way to go.
But at the village level, yeah, you talk resiliency. No, they have it.
You can bring in all that you can bring in with their level of expertise, but there's that element that needs to be part of it, and that's our cultural way of approaching.
People already have their own home remedies to take care of wounds, take care of cuts. They have their own home remedies there. They can evacuate, they can move quickly, they can rescue. But it's to give them the tools to improve in those areas. We can give them first aid training, CPR training. They know how to do mass feeding, mass shelter.
You don't find anybody here. We don't wait for the bell, we don't wait for the village mayor or the village chiefs to come around. We just move because it actually happens.